Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of June something. I don't know. It's in the title, 17th, I think. You have this card in your current general energies that says be peace. You also have this canary spirit. It says sing your own song. Yeah, I think that Scorpios are kind of like in this mode of doing their own thing or, developing who they are, which comes up for you a lot. I think that you're in this like development stage of your life or you've had a lot of experiences over the past few years, and now all those experiences are kind of like coming together, and you are becoming who you are. And so that's it. That's it, Scorpio. I could probably end the reading right there, but there is more stuff coming up, so don't leave yet. But I kind of feel like that's what you're doing is you're just figuring out who you are and who you want to be in the world, and that's a great thing. I think it's finally happening is what I feel like saying to you, Scorpio. So this reading already looks amazing. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. You have the Four of Wands, Ace of Wands, and Page of Pentacles. Obviously, it's a really good love reading here, and so if you want love, looks amazing. Four of Wands, I mean Empress, Lovers, Ace of Cups, definitely could be attracting a new person with the Page of Pentacles that you will marry in the future. The Four of Wands is also really a card of commitment, and I feel like you need to like commit to your new life 100%. The Four of Wands is a card of marriage, but like I said, if you're working on a project, a business, an idea, if you're working on yourself, even the Four of Wands says like, what can you do to get closer to making that full commitment? And it doesn't mean that you're not committed. It just says like, are there certain things like there are certain if you want to be successful, there are like certain things successful people do. If you want to have money, there are certain things people with money do, and it's just saying like, can you do like one more of those things, or can you, or even more than that? More of those things that will make you more legitimate. And again, I'm not saying that you're not legitimate, but just like what can you do to make something more legitimate? And that's really like the feeling I get off the Four of Wands. It's just to me in your reading, yes, there's marriage here, blah blah blah, but I think that really it's talking about your commitment to this right here, your new life. The Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is my favorite card in the tarot. Really, it's my favorite card because sometimes I feel it's just like that one thing we need to get moving. It's that the Ace of Wands represents that initial spark of life or that initial spark of hope. And sometimes we need that, but Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. And you are clearly in this transition phase. You have been for a while. And now you are committing to the new. The castle in the background here is meant to look like it's crumbling because it is. And the Ace of Wands just says there's hope for some sort of new beginning in your life. The Page of Pentacles could be something new. The Page of Pentacles is kind of like excited about a new opportunity. He kind of represents studiousness as well. He represents learning about a new opportunity. So I feel for a lot of you, that's exactly what's going on here is that you are kind of learning about the new life that you are transitioning into, and you're probably just learning new things. Of course, like I said, I feel that you could also be attracting a new person into your life. Definitely could be an earth sign. You have a lot of earth here. Could be any sign, general reading. Cancer stands out to me. Taurus stands out to me. Gemini. That's it so far. So we'll see. We'll see what comes up. But I want to dig into this and get more information. So with the Four of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune. There's the transition. The Wheel of Fortune is always spinning, and the whole point of the Wheel of Fortune is that it can represent a change in your fortunes. As I always say, I love the Wheel of Fortune, but I think some people make it out to be better than it actually is. It's a good card, but we have to be the ones that make the wheel spin in the correct direction. And we can do that with education. That's definitely a big one. We can do it by watching our vibration and where our attention is being drawn to. As I always say, I think the easiest thing to do with the Wheel of Fortune is double down on the good stuff. When something good happens, how can you expand it? How can you celebrate it longer? How can you make it something more? Or how can you do it again, right? I think sometimes people forget that you can recreate your wins. You can easily have more of them. The other trick with the Wheel of Fortune is to take care of the challenges right away. It's like, how many times have you ignored a bill, for example? A bill always becomes bigger when you ignore it, right? So the Wheel of Fortune says you can take control of your destiny by taking care of those things very quickly instead of letting them become bigger issues. So all of that is what I would do with the Wheel of Fortune. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles can represent feeling left out in the cold, but again, the Five of Pentacles says do not call attention to your weaknesses. I practice solutions-based tarot, so as I always say, I don't think tarot is good or bad. I think it's a map for life, and the Wheel of Fortune the Five of Pentacles, the solution for the Five of Pentacles is to double down on the good stuff, to double down on your strengths so that you can get out of whatever situation you're in. You could be feeling like you're experiencing some kind of like financial restriction here, but finances actually look pretty good for you. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Empress showing up here, Page of Pentacles. It's like maybe to get out of this financial restriction, if you are feeling that, maybe you have to learn something new, and I would encourage you to do that with the Page of Pentacles. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. And so again, it just said, Justice says, pay attention to what's working. If you put energy into something, do you get energy out? If the answer is yes, keep going. If the answer is no, make a change and stop. It's just that simple. Literally, that thinking completely changed my life a few years ago. So, I'm a big fan of doing that. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this Mending card and you have this Unfinished Symphony card. I kind of feel like have you ever been sick, Scorpio, and you just feel, that feeling where you're like, oh my God, I am always going to feel like this. I'm never going to get better. And I feel like you're actually finally getting better. Maybe not, I'm not saying that you're literally sick, but I feel that, there's something in your life where you just felt, it's kind of gotten to that point where you feel like things are never going to change. And I feel like this is saying things are finally changing for you. Things are finally getting better. So pretty simple. I like it. You have the Fool, the Empress, and the Queen of Cups. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith. A lot of Fool energy I've noticed already this week. So, it could just be collectively, there could be really good collective energy for new beginning, like a new beginning or for starting something new. So I would definitely take advantage of any new opportunities. I also feel like there's something about like your intentions. He has this rose right here, and it's a white rose. The white rose in the tarot, which actually shows up on your card as well, the death card on his flag, he has that white rose. The white rose represents pure intentions. That's like one thing that it can represent. And so I feel like as long as you're doing things for the right reasons, you're going to find yourself being very successful. But I think if you're doing things for the wrong reasons, which we all do from time to time, then you're not. So I would make sure that you're doing things for the right reasons with the Fool card. You also have the Empress here, so I feel clearly you are attracting more abundance. I wouldn't be thinking, one thing I will say, and this is not like accurate tarot or anything, but every once in a while I kind of feel with the Empress that she could be a little bit of a clue that you're trying too hard. And she doesn't have to do anything to grow that wheat that is growing in front of her. She just has to wave that scepter in front of her and that wheat will grow. So it's not saying don't work hard, but it's saying, are you doing things efficiently or in the most efficient way? Or do you even know what efficiency looks like? Like in work, in business, and however you make your money, or whatever area of your life you're working on, do you actually know what is working, or are you guessing? And I get that feeling here where it's like if you dug into the numbers a little bit, I think in whatever it is that you work on, that you might find that there's like one thing you do that does better than everything else. It's almost like my channel, for example, right? When I look at the numbers, it's like the yearly and 6-month readings tend to do the best over time. So if I wanted to be super efficient, I'm not going to do this. I'm just saying that if I wanted to be super efficient, I could just do those readings on my channel, right? And then I could go do something else with the rest of my time. And I feel like that's what this is saying. It's like saying, do you actually know what moves the needle forward and what leads to the biggest result, or are you guessing? And so I would pay attention. Really good card. I feel like you're very attractive at this time as well, Scorpio. You have this, you have the lovers here. Like I said, you could clearly be attracting love. Next, you have the Queen of Cups. Funny enough, I read the Queen of Cups as you. I know everybody reads her as Cancer, but I always, she could be Cancer, sure, but I always read her as you. I really do feel you're showing up in a strong position here. You also always show up on the Wheel of Fortune, and so I feel that you are showing up in a strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. But really, we are in a heart-based time right now, and the Queen of Cups really represents following your heart, listening to what your heart is telling you to do. With the Fool card, you have the Five of Cups. Yeah, I think you're coming off of like disappointments or things not working out. I feel that the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups together is more talking about frustration energy for you here, Scorpio, where it's like you put a lot of work into something, you try to get it to work and it doesn't, and then you have to do something over again. That's like the energy that I'm picking up here. And so, you could be hesitating a little bit to take a leap of faith towards something new with that Fool card. I'm not sure where that's going yet, With the Empress, you have the Page of Cups. Yeah, definitely a person who's interested in you. So if you want love, I feel you could have like a secret admirer. Could be another water sign, could be any sign, general reading. But I do feel that there could be an admirer around you. And it's like you're saying to yourself, like, do I really want to be disappointed again? And I'm not saying this is going to be a disappointment. It actually looks really good. So, again, I think there could be a very strong connection coming in for you. But, I would open up to it, or I would be open to it, whichever way you want to look at this. So, don't allow yourself to be disappointed, is kind of what I get here. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Sun. Yeah, a lot of happiness, joy, enlightenment, positive energy coming in for you. The Sun makes the whole entire reading more positive. The other thing that I will say about the Sun is that the Sun can represent like a spotlight in your life. The sun usually shines a light on something that we need to pay attention to, on something that is calling our attention. It's like the universe is calling your attention to something. So if during the day, if your attention is being drawn to something else randomly in your life, I would pay attention to your attention with this energy. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this action card and this standstill card, that's like conflicting energy. But maybe you've been on a standstill, like you haven't really been growing, or things haven't been progressing, and now you're finally taking action that's leading to a lot more progress. And I definitely feel that for you here. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. Two nines to me represents newness. Two nines can represent like a new opportunity or something new coming into your life. So I do feel like there could be some new opportunities, or there already is a new opportunity that you're receiving. The Nine of Pentacles is also about your focus. She has this falcon right here on her hand, and the falcon represents the fact that she is training her focus. She's training herself to focus on what's important and to get rid of the rest. She also really protects her environment, and there is something here about you needing to protect the energy that is around you so that you can be more successful. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. It doesn't mean you will have everything you want and desire in your life, but everybody gets this, by the way. Ten of Pentacles. We have Uranus and Taurus. I really feel this is probably the Uranus and Taurus energy. The Uranus and Taurus energy tries to get us to create more freedom in our life. This is according to Chris's crappy astrology here. We have to do things to create more freedom. Ten of Pentacles is like ultimate freedom in life. And, again, I think a lot of you could be, you could be doing things like starting side hustles or side businesses or whatever to create more ultimate freedom. You have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, if you want love, I feel like you have to kind of like open up to it. Or I feel like the Nine of Wands is saying that you are the wounded warrior. You have been wounded in the past. Maybe you dealt with some, difficulties in a past connection, and now it's time to open up to something new. So let's see. With the Nine of Pentacles, yes, you have the King of Swords here. I don't see anything else. So yeah, I think that you are attracting someone who could be like older than you. Could be a person who's got a lot of knowledge and wisdom. It's kind of funny. I see this in my head as two people who have been single for a period of time. So maybe here you've been single for like a little bit of time. They've been single for a little bit of time. It's like the King of Swords is not. Sometimes I feel like he is the type of person who like has gotten comfortable, in his own space. And I get the same exact feeling for you, Scorpio, where it's like you have gotten comfortable in your environment. Not a bad thing. And now it's like if you meet a person, you have to invite that person into your space, and vice versa. But like I see two people where it's almost like you are like wondering if each other wants each other in their space. That's the feeling I get. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Devil. Yeah, I think it's a great year to get away from toxic habits, to get away from anything that could interrupt your day or anything. And I feel like something is touching me on the side of my face. So there you go. Someone is here visiting with you, Scorpio. But I feel like it would be a great time to get rid of any toxic habits or anything like that. So this could be like drinking or bad habits or watching too much TV or whatever. It's like if you're wondering why you don't have your Ten of Pentacles right here, that could be one of the reasons. And again, I'm not calling you out or anything like that, but we all have habits, right? And there could be certain habits that are slowing you down. With the Nine of Wands, you have the World. You could also be attracting a Cancer type person, or sorry, Capricorn. Although I just said Cancer, so it could be Cancer as well. But the Devil, this card could be a Capricorn that you're attracting. I also feel that there is some sort of accomplishment. The whole entire reading really would represent a big accomplishment or you accomplishing something big that you've been trying to accomplish. Next, you actually got three cards here. You have this card that says balance, spirituality, and practicality. I think we're in a time where we're going to see people mixing things together. I've been talking about this for like since 2016. That, really, I think that we need to get away from like the this or that thinking, and we need to start thinking like, two heads are better than one. How can you mix? How can you be spiritual but also logical and practical? And how do the two things work together? And that is where like the people are going to discover their true superpowers. Where it's like, it's like me. Like I'm a big fan of the law of attraction, but I also can I prove that it works or anything? I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like I've attracted certain things into my life, but I take a very practical approach. I also work my ass off as well, right? It's like I don't think that I can just sit here and like think about something that's gonna magically appear in my life, right? So it's like, how can we mix the two things together? I'm a big fan of doing that, but not just spirituality and practicality. Again, I've been talking about this for years, how I think we're going to see people mixing like two random ideas together and creating like very successful businesses and things like that. You have this card that says, take time to breathe out. You also have this card that says, you are good enough. Yes, I definitely feel like you are good enough to have whatever it is that you are attracting. There is something about your focus, your environment, your beliefs. I think all those things kind of feed into each other. Obviously, if you have a crappy environment, it's going to be really hard to believe that you're good enough. So it might be a good time to create a space, even, or to do something that spices up your environment or makes it feel more successful. And again, we don't have to necessarily spend a ton of money to do this. I tell a story all the time that where I used to live, years ago, I lived in this apartment. I couldn't sleep. I like literally moved my bed and I was sleeping like crazy. I had to move, right? I just moved, and they refused to deliver my pod because they said there was a tree over it. They delivered the first pod. I don't see how it was different. The tree was exactly in the same position. Ridiculous, right? So I had to throw all my stuff away. I had to get like all new stuff because I just didn't have enough time, right? But you know what the super funny thing is like I was super productive for those few weeks that I got rid of everything because there wasn't a bunch of junk sitting around. So again, I think sometimes when we spice up our environment, when we clean it up, it can make us more productive and all that other good stuff. You have the two. This is the area of the good stuff. You have the Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Lovers. Two of Pentacles is like being busy, spinning plates, doing a lot of doing a lot of work, trying to get a lot done. And I do feel like you are just in a busy period. Showing up in the good stuff, this would say that you can handle it. I do feel that there is clearly like a love offer, either that someone wants to make towards you or you want to make towards the person. So you could be attracting like true love into your life. I feel like there's a certain flow here as well. I think once the two of you get over yourselves, which is what I feel like needs to happen here, it's like they have their space, you have your space, which by the way, you could be getting into a connection where it's like you have your space, they have their space, and that's it, and there's nothing wrong with that. So again, I don't think we have to be with a person, sucking their face off for 24/7, right? It's like we can have our own space and like separate away and kind of do our own thing and then come together when we want to be together. I don't think it has to be this like whatever the hell you want to call it. But what I would say here is like, again, I feel like there could be a very strong connection here. You have the Lovers, clearly love. Even if you don't want love, and even if you do, I feel that this is the transformation that you're making into like who you truly are, which is, I'm pretty sure that's what I said at the beginning of your reading. I don't know. I haven't slept in days because I'm sleeping on an air mattress. My new mattress is getting delivered today. Thank God. You have the Two of Pentacles. You have the Ten of Cups. Yes, definitely a very solid connection. So if you're looking for love, I feel like there is definitely a solid connection coming in for you with love. With the Ace of Cups here, you have the Empress again. Yeah, I feel like you're very attractive at this time. So you are attracted to a person. Well, I feel like you both will be attracted to each other, obviously. But, I think that either a person is clearly attracted to you or you are attracted to a person. I kind of get these like secret admirer vibes going on in this reading. So it's like either you know who this person is or they know who you are. Take it how it resonates. With the Lovers, you have the Strength card. Yeah, I feel like this is like a very patient person as well. So if you're attracting love, I feel like this is a patient person. For those of you that are transforming or kind of reinventing yourself here, I feel like you have been patient in doing this, and now you're finally kind of getting the result that you desire. And yeah, that's what I get here. You have this teardrops card. It says great personal sorrow. I feel like this you're leaving this behind. I feel like you've had days over even just like this year, 2024. Maybe you've had days where you've been sad or things haven't been working out, and I feel like you're creating more happiness. You have this heart. It says love, deep affection, and caring. Yeah, very affectionate person. Like I said, if you're attracting love. You have this firecracker. It says excitement. Yes, much more excitement. I feel like you're feeling, maybe the beginning of this year, the first half of the year, you felt more like a robot. And I feel like you're feeling like human again almost. It's like it feels to me like you are not just going through the motions. You're doing more stuff. And I don't know, kind of a lame message, but there you go. You have this caterpillar transition, transformation. It says things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yes, definitely a big positive change. And you have the sunrise card. It says new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Yes, definitely a very positive fresh start for you. This looks really good to me, Scorpio. I love it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.